Hello and good morning to all. Welcome to your computer class. Well, it is the third part of our chapter types of computer, and here we are discussing about the components or the remaining system softwares. Well, till now we have discussed about operating system and language processors, and in this video we have to discuss about utility softwares and device drivers. But before starting this video, I just want to share something with you all. Well, I have been found that most of you are watching these videos regularly, but without your support, it will not be easy for us to make this teaching process complete. So, kindly keep watching all these videos and please post all your comments or queries or suggestions in the comment box. Now let's start with today's class. Well, today we have to discuss about the utility software and device drivers. So now first we have to discuss about this term utility software. Well, for this class also you are not getting any writing work for today, but by the end of this week, it means by Saturday, you will get the proper writing note of both the classes along with some extra questions which can help you to prepare for your coming exams. Now let's start. Well, our first topic is utility softwares. Well, generally whenever we use our computer or when we work with our computer, most of us are using only operating system or application softwares. But there are some other softwares which are required in a computer to maintain the smooth functioning of our computer softwares or computer hardwares. So, utilities are those helpful programs that ensures the smooth functioning of the computer system. It means these programs will not only work for the user, but along with that, they will also maintain the smooth functioning of our device. Well, this term utility meant to assist your computer. Fine, it is just to assist our computer. Well, some utilities that we use mostly are backup data and some help remove outdated files. Fine, it means all the utilities or all the softwares that we have in our computers through which we can back up our data, through which we can delete our files, or through which we can recover our deleted data, everything can be a utility software. Now, some of these make it easier to find and arrange the information that we need, and some help to avoid virus attack, or they can clean the viruses from our computer. In other words, we can easily say that these utility programs are working as a housekeeping function or as a housekeeping software. Now let's read this box. It is given that the utilities are those application programs that assist the computer by performing housekeeping functions like backup disk or scanning or cleaning viruses. Fine, it means a utility software is just helping us to maintain the smooth functioning of our computer by keeping a track of all our records, by backing up our data, and by cleaning or removing junks and viruses from our computer. Well, some of these utility softwares are pre-installed in our operating system and some we have to install by ourselves. If we talk about Windows 8, then in Windows 8 and Windows 10, we have a pre-installed backup tool and recovery tool. Along with that, we also have an inbuilt compression software, we have a file deletion software, and then we have the system firewall and Windows Defender. So these are some utility programs that we have in our computer. Here, this compression software helps us to compress our files, to create zip or RAR files. Then we have this antivirus software which helps us to remove the virus programs. Then we have this Windows Defender that saves our computer from all the malware attacks, and so other softwares. So it means every utility program or every utility software has its own function which helps us to use our computer smoothly. Now, it is an established truth that everything comes with certain pros and cons. Now, softwares can also not an exception to it. Utility bridge the gaps by helping to solve the problems and maximize the user potential. Like if we talk about pros and cons, then we have some softwares which helps us to maintain smooth functioning, whereas we have some malicious programs like viruses which can disrupt or which can destroy the working of our computer. So these utilities are generally used to fill that gap. It means these programs are helping other softwares to work properly. Along with that, these are also helping us to remove all these virus programs. Now we have to discuss about all the utilities which are discussed or which are given in this chapter. Our first utility program that is much required is disk, folder or file management software. Well, you might have seen that whenever we work with our computer, either we are creating a file or we are working in a folder or we are saving some data in a computer's hard disk. So for all these operations, we need a file management program which can help us to do all these things properly. So this utility software is a program that organizes and keep track of files and is better known as file management software or simply file manager. Fine. Now, traditional file management system lets you create a new file, edit an existing file and save it. Fine. It even lets you manage files with the ability to create groups like folders into them. It maintains a hierarchical file system that uses directories, folders and other things to organize files in a tree structure. Then, other than disk file management, this utility software offers many other features like indexing and fast searching of data or files. Fine. Through this, we can enhance the security level, we can link multiple documents, and we can also control the version of our files. Now, if we talk about a file management software, then the most popularly used file management program that we have in our computer is our My Documents, My Computers and Windows Explorer application. Some other utility programs which can work as a file manager are File Commander, Explorer++, Pathfinder and Directory Opus. Now our next utility tool is antivirus software. Well, from the name it is very clear that this software will clean the virus programs. Well, it cannot clean COVID-19. So it means you have to be in your home, you have to stay safe, you have to wash your hands properly and don't keep your steps out of your home. Fine. Now let's move back to the topic again. Antivirus softwares. This utility program ensures virus-free work environment. A computer virus is a computer program that can inject other computer programs by modifying them in such a way as to include a copy of itself. A virus not only copies itself but also the computer system behaves abnormally. It means we can summarize it as that a virus is not just creating its copies but it is also disrupting the smooth functioning of our computer system. Fine. It means it can create some junks in your computer. It will not let you open some programs or files that you wanted to open, or it can sometimes also corrupt your files or infect your other data in your computer. For instance, unknown or unmasked messages may be flashed or unwanted music gets played. Sometimes you have found that whenever we have a virus in our computer, I am not talking about phone because in phones this virus cannot affect the application layouts or their functionality. Fine. But in computers it can do so. In our computers, whenever any virus attack is there, then sometimes our computer doesn't work properly. That is, sometimes you cannot create a file, or you won't be able to delete something, or your files will be renamed automatically, or some media or some applications will automatically launch or either close. Fine. Now, an antivirus scans your disk for viruses and removes them. If an antivirus is found, if any virus is found in the system, then this antivirus system tries to remove that particular virus also. Some most popularly used antivirus programs are Norton, McAfee, QuickHeal and some others. Now our next utility tool is encryption and decryption software. Well, This encryption and decryption tool is one of the most important tool that we have in our computer, and it is generally used to store our data in a secured manner. Well, generally whatever we write in our computer, that data is in a simple plain text format. It means that data can easily be hacked or seen by any intruder. So when we share that data in network, then first this data is encrypted by our computer system by using some protocols. And when any computer receives that encrypted data, then that data is decrypted and converted into its plain text format. Well, this process of encryption and decryption is not only used in servers or networks, but sometimes it can also be used by us when we are sharing any important file. Well, suppose if a person is sharing a file having its bank documents in a local network or in a public network, in that case, that person may need some sort of security. And for that sort of security, that person can decode or can code his file so that intruders or other users cannot read it. And this process is termed as encryption. Now let's read and then discuss. Encryption refers to conversion of electric data into any other form. It means you will write something else and that data will be converted into some other form. This encrypted text is termed as ciphertext. Fine. It is termed as cipher. Fine. It is CIPHER, but this term is pronounced as ciphertext. Fine. This ciphertext cannot be easily understood by the user. Fine. Now the ciphertext is a term used to refer altered data so as to make the data unintelligible to unauthorized users. The primary purpose of encryption is to protect the confidentiality of digital data stored on computer system or transmitted via the internet or other computer networks. Well, our next process is decryption. This decryption is opposite of encryption. That is, it will convert this ciphertext back to the plain text or the normal text format. There are many utility softwares that provide facility for encryption or decryption of data. Some of these softwares are LastPass, BitLocker, VidaCrypt, 7-Zip, then Symantec, Endpoint Encryption, and some others. Now, our next topic of this class is device driver. Well, I hope that you have got everything in the utility softwares. If in case you have any doubt, then you can comment down. Now, let's discuss about this term device driver. But before that, I have a question for you all that you can comment down just now in the comment section. That is, what is the meaning of this term driver? Well, I hope that for you all, this driver is a person who drives a car or any other vehicle. Similarly, this device driver is a software which let you work with a particular hardware component. Let's talk about a printer. Well, whenever we purchase a new printer, if you directly connect that printer with your computer, you won't be able to use it. Why? Well, the answer is because that printer will not be authorized or will not be confirmed by your system, because your computer doesn't know what you are plugging in your computer system. So that's why first we need a software. That software will read and identify the printer. Fine. So that piece of software which is letting you to accept that hardware in the computer system is termed as device driver. Fine. Now let's read and discuss. Well, we have to discuss this term in detail, so be very specific about this term and keep listening. Don't leave this video in the middle. Well, more commonly known as drivers. Fine, these device drivers are mostly known as drivers. A device driver or hardware driver is a group of files that enable one or more hardware device to communicate with the computer operating system. Now, without drivers, the computer would not be able to send and receive data correctly to the hardware devices such as printer. Now let's take one more example. You all might have seen that whenever we play any game in our computers, especially in our laptops or in our computers, there are some special softwares which are termed as graphics driver. Fine. You can check that graphic driver. You just have to right click on your desktop and you will get an option of graphic driver over there. Fine. This graphic driver is a software which is letting you to use the graphical qualities of your CPU. Similarly, these drivers are required to use a particular hardware component. Fine. Similarly, a printer or a scanner or any other mouse or keyboard that you are using in your computer, all these need some drivers in your computer. Now we have to discuss that which device generally needs a driver and which device doesn't need a driver. Now, hardware devices that are unknown by the operating system. Fine. These devices or these hardwares generally need a driver program. Fine. Let's talk about card reader or controller or modem, the chipset of motherboard, networking card, printers, scanners, sound card, tape drive, USB drive, video card. These are some devices which may need a device driver to function properly. Now let's take the example of a USB drive or a USB drive device or a pen drive or any memory card. You all might have seen that when we connect our phone to our computer, generally a pop-up appears, then a loading bar appears, and when that loading is completed, only then you are able to use your computer and your PC. Fine. Now what is that loading thing? What is it actually? So basically that loading is a type of installation of a device driver in our PC. But that device driver is not permanent in nature. The same thing happens with pen drives. Whenever we plug in a pen drive for the first time in our computer, first that pen drive is read and scanned by our computer. In that process of scanning and reading, the drivers of that pen drive are automatically activated or installed in the computer from that piece of hardware. Fine. It means in our pen drives or in our in our mobile phones, we already have these device drivers. But there are some softwares, there are some hardwares such as card reader, scanner, printer, video card or a sound card. These all need a separate sort of software that you may have to download either from internet or you will receive a CD with these devices. Now let's discuss about all the hardwares which doesn't need any device driver. Well, generally all the components which are known to our computer. It means components that we are mostly using. Fine. Now these components that we are mostly using, these are CPU. Fine. अब CPU के बिना तो कंप्यूटर बड़ा चलेगा नहीं. Then mouse, इसके बिना भी कंप्यूटर वर्क नहीं करेगा. Monitor, well it is also a very important part. Speakers are also very important. RAM is also very important. It means all these components are the basic components. Whether it's your keyboard, mouse, printer, sorry, not printer. Whether it's your keyboard, mouse, monitor, power supply, RAM, speaker, UPS, fine, some special thumb drives also. These are already known to our computers. That's why they don't need any driver software. But कुछ exceptions भी हैं यहाँ पे भाई. Exceptions क्या है भाई? Suppose you are using a gaming mouse. Fine. Let's suppose you are using a gaming keyboard or any other gaming controller. Now these gaming mouses, these gaming controllers or these gaming keyboards are not known to our computer. Because general functioning में कंप्यूटर की इन डिवाइसेस की कोई रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं होती है. इसलिए कंप्यूटर में इन डिवाइसेस के सॉफ्टवेयर्स पहले से इंस्टॉल्ड नहीं होते हैं. So now whenever you will plug in that device in your computer system, पहले क्या होगा भाई, उसका ड्राइवर इंस्टॉल होगा and then only you will be able to use that particular hardware. Fine. Now let's discuss about this most important thing जो सबके दिमाग में आ रहा होगा कि भाई अगर किसी कंप्यूटर में कोई डिवाइस ड्राइवर इंस्टॉल नहीं है तो क्या होगा, है ना. चलो सोचते हैं, पढ़ते हैं. Now if the appropriate driver is not installed, the device may not function properly. Fine. मैंने ये नहीं कहा है कि डिवाइस वर्क ही नहीं करेगा. मैंने कहा है कि हो सकता है डिवाइस प्रॉपरली फंक्शन नहीं करेगा. लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल. भाई सपोज आई हैव अ प्रिंटर. फाइन. लेट्स सपोज आई हैव अ HP printer. Fine. Let's say 1005. फाइन। अभी जो HP का 1005 प्रिंटर है ये एक प्रिंट स्कैन कॉपी वाला प्रिंटर है, यानी मैं इससे प्रिंट आउट भी निकाल सकता हूँ, फोटो कॉपीज भी कर सकता हूँ, डॉक्यूमेंट्स को स्कैन भी कर सकता हूँ। फाइन। अब मैंने क्या करा भाई, मैंने इसका ड्राइवर इंस्टॉल नहीं करा अपने कंप्यूटर में। जब मैंने ड्राइवर इंस्टॉल नहीं करा तो मेरे कंप्यूटर ने किसी तरह से उसको प्रिंटर मान लिया और वो मुझे प्रिंट आउट करने में तो हेल्प कर रहा है, लेकिन ये फाइल्स को स्कैन करने में मेरी हेल्प नहीं कर रहा है। इट मीन्स दिस डिवाइस इज नॉट प्रॉपरली फंक्शनिंग। फाइन। अब चलो एक और एग्जांपल लेते हैं। सपोज मैंने मार्केट से गेमिंग कीबोर्ड परचेज करा, फिर मैंने क्या करा, उस गेमिंग कीबोर्ड को अपने पीसी में लगा लिया भाई, सिंपली प्लग इन कर लिया, बट उसका ड्राइवर इंस्टॉल नहीं हुआ था। अब क्या होगा भाई कि वो जो गेमिंग कीबोर्ड है उसकी कुछ स्पेशल कीज जो है वो वर्क या फंक्शन प्रॉपरली नहीं करेंगी। फाइन। एंड फॉर दैट वी मस्ट हैव टू इंस्टॉल दैट पर्टिकुलर डिवाइस ड्राइवर फर्स्ट एंड ओनली देन दैट कीबोर्ड कीज विल स्टार्ट वर्किंग। फाइन। नाउ फॉर माइक्रोसॉफ्ट विंडोज यूजर्स, missing drivers can cause a driver conflict or an error that can be seen in the device manager. Fine. अब हम लोग सारे ड्राइवर्स को कहाँ देख सकते हैं अपने कंप्यूटर्स में, विंडोज कंप्यूटर्स में डिवाइस मैनेजर के अंदर। ठीक है, उसको तुम लोग ढूंढ लेना बेटा कहाँ पर है। फाइन। इस डिवाइस मैनेजर में तुम लोगों को सारे हार्डवेयर की लिस्ट मिल जाएगी, सारे डिवाइस ड्राइवर्स की लिस्ट मिल जाएगी, एंड यू विल गेट अ लिस्ट ऑफ ऑल द सॉफ्टवेयर which are not installed. Fine. It means all the device drivers which are not installed in this PC. Now, if problem or conflicts are encountered with the driver, the computer manufacturer or hardware manufacturer releases a driver update to fix the problems. Fine. It means क्या होगा भाई, time to time इसके updates आते रहते हैं so that every device can function properly or smoothly. Now, the most important thing कि भाई सबके बारे में हम लोगों ने डिस्कस करा। मैंने अभी भी बताया था कि कुछ ऐसे डिवाइसेस भी होते हैं जो फंक्शन करते हैं और कुछ फंक्शन नहीं करते हैं। तो अब जरा समझते हैं कि भाई कैन अ ड्राइवर मेक माय कंप्यूटर डू मोर। इट मींस कैन योर ड्राइवर्स विल लेट योर कंप्यूटर वर्क मोर प्रॉपर्ली। नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस। वेल, installing a driver only makes the hardware installed in the computer functioning properly. It means ये ड्राइवर्स क्या कर रहे हैं भाई, हार्डवेयर को स्मूथली फंक्शन करने में हेल्प कर रहे हैं। इफ द करेक्ट ड्राइवर इज नॉट इंस्टॉल्ड, इंस्टॉलिंग द लेटेस्ट ड्राइवर फॉर द हार्डवेयर कैन टेक फुल एडवांटेज ऑफ द डिवाइस। फाइन। इट मीन्स इफ यू आर इंस्टॉलिंग द लेटेस्ट एंड द प्रॉपर ड्राइवर फॉर द हार्डवेयर, then it will let you use that particular hardware properly. Fine. However, you cannot install a driver for hardware not installed in the computer. Well, let's suppose फॉर दिस लैपटॉप विच आई एम यूजिंग राइट नाउ, मुझे इसके लिए प्रिंटर की कोई रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है। फाइन। मुझे प्रिंटर का कोई यूज़ नहीं है, तो इसका मतलब है कि अगर मैं इसको प्रिंटर का कोई भी ड्राइवर इंस्टॉल नहीं करूंगा तो ये मेरा कंप्यूटर स्मूथली फंक्शन करेगा। फाइन। बट लेट सपोज कि मुझे किसी एक पर्टिकुलर कंपोनेंट का, लेट सपोज आई हैव टू यूज माई कैमरा फॉर रिकॉर्डिंग पर्पज। इट मीन्स मुझे कैमरा का ड्राइवर इस पीसी में चाहिए और कैमरा का ड्राइवर यहाँ पर होना चाहिए। फाइन। इट मीन्स जिस सॉफ्टवेयर की या हार्डवेयर कंपोनेंट की हम लोगों को रिक्वायरमेंट है, हम लोगों को सिर्फ उसी के ड्राइवर्स को इंस्टॉल करना है, और बाकियों को अगर हम लोग स्किप कर देते हैं तो कंप्यूटर की फंक्शनिंग में कोई भी डिफरेंस नहीं आएगा। फाइन। नाउ यू कैन पॉज दिस वीडियो एंड यू कैन रीड द स्लाइड वंस, एंड दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे। फाइन। आई होप कि टुडे you guys have enjoyed this video. Okay, if in case you have any doubts or queries, then you can comment down everything in the comment section. Keep learning, stay healthy, stay safe, keep supporting us, and thanks for watching this video. And most important thing, घर के बाहर मत निकलना, कोरोना फैल रहा है।